Good evening, everyone. Hi, hello. Hey, how are you? So glad that you can join us this evening. We're going to, as always, give a few minutes to allow families to jump on. Tonight is a Facebook party. Unfortunately, I don't have my balloons, but I'll give you my fireworks. So, welcome to HEAV Facebook Live Party to celebrate none other than Black Outreach. We're so excited about the opportunities that we have to serve all families in Virginia. And one of the ways that we get to do that is to service the growing populace of the African American community. And so we are super excited tonight to come to you while we give some time for folks to come in and to introduce to you the rest of the panel for this evening. Please drop in the comments what you're excited about for convention. And if you haven't registered yet, let us know because we will give you some information about how you can do that and save some money. I know we want to hear about that, right? So let's go ahead and bring out tonight our Black Outreach Coordinator, Ms. Zakkiyya Chase. Hi, welcome, Zakkiyya.
Hi.
So
happy to be
excited.
here with you. Yes, beyond excited.
I'm
always
a
thrilled when
collective sign
convention
like,
season. Yes, the energy of convention season is always exciting. Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. So you have with you your team tonight. So we have some more ladies with us that we can bring out. Would you like to introduce them?
Absolutely. Yes. So this is my fortunate second year being able to champion the Black Outreach reception. And I am blessed once again to have a wonderful team to work alongside me and bring the vision to fruition. So I definitely want the audience to meet everyone that's on this team. You'll see just how phenomenal they all are. So first and foremost, let's talk to Miss Aisha Akam.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi, beautiful.
Hi, how are you?
So tell us a bit about you and throw in a fun fact that somebody might be surprised to learn about you.
Oh, well. Well, good evening, everyone. I am Aisha Akam. I have been homeschooling for what seems like forever, since 2004. I'm the mom of 7, 4 are now adults, and 3 more we're working on our way on through. We use classical conversations as our spine, and it's been a fun journey. You learn a lot with each kid. I think everybody can agree to that. Everyone's different, and you just learn to adapt and adjust. Fun fact about me: several years I had an opportunity to go on a on a trip to a country I didn't expect to go to, and I got a chance to walk along the Great Wall of China, which was awesome.
Nice. Wow. Now that is a fun fact.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Is it as massive as it looks?
Right.
It is massive and it is amazing. They say you can see it from the satellites, right?
Yeah.
I'm walking on this structure that has been around for forever. It was just bigger than life. It was great.
Yeah.
Like walking through history. Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Katrina. Walking through history.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just to think, without all of our modern technology, they were able to build these monuments and things that still stand the test of time. So we got a thing or two to learn still.
Exactly.
So. It's humbling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Miss Aisha, you were fortunate enough to have been at several of the HEAV conventions. Mm-hmm. You were at our very first Black Outreach reception last year, and you were on our team. Can you give us one of the key takeaways for you? What stood out from last year's event?
I think significant to me was on the panel, we had a young man who was homeschooled, and that experience, his mom was able to curate an experience that helped to launch him into his career in videography. He does things for HAV. He has his own business doing that. But that flexibility and his mom just opened up the opportunities for his interests, and it turned into literally how he provides for himself. I just thought was wonderful. It was inspiring because as a mom with adult kids and others that we're trying to help navigate through, I just love that the flexibility that it offers. He had a great testimony.
That's such a great point. And it definitely highlights the fact that it is a myth that homeschooling will hold you back. In fact, it can be a springboard into the next level.
Right.
Yeah. So thank you for bringing that up. That's a really, really great one. Yeah, that was wonderful. So for those that did not get to attend last year, we had a 9-person panel in which we tried to leave no stone unturned and bring in the room just about every facet of the homeschooling educator's experience. So we had a young adult, we had a recent 2024 graduate, we had a single mom, we had a working mom, we had a homeschool dad, we had a special needs expert, we had military representation as well. So we really wanted everyone to feel as if they were included in the conversation. And from the feedback that we got, everyone walked away feeling that way. So on that note, I definitely want to introduce our other team member, Miss Lorna. It was her very first year being at convention in general. So I am so curious to learn more about that. But first and foremost, Lorna, tell everyone about you and give us a fun fact. That will be fun to learn.
Okay, well, good evening. I count it an honor and a privilege to be here this evening. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I'm so happy that y'all are here with us. Again, my name is Lorna Moss, as you can see on the screen. I live in Richmond by way of Erie, Pennsylvania, and Gary, Indiana. I've been homeschooling for 15 years. 7 of those, I was a single mom of 4 boys homeschooling.
Wow.
And I guess a fun fact about me is I have 2 sets of twins. So
nice. You did it twice. That is awesome.
We were going for 1 girl. I ended up with 2 more boys. So
blessings on blessings.
Blessings on blessings. I like that. Yep. That's exactly right.
That's what we're going to call our bundles of joy.
That's right. They are.
I've always been jealous of those that were able to pull off twins, because I'm like, you got to have 2 at the same time. You didn't have to get pregnant again and again and again, right?
It's no joke. But they got that built-in playmates for the first time.
Right. That's so true. That's a great.
I almost had twins. Mine are 13 months apart. Yeah.
Wow. So you were pretty much nursing one while the other was getting
Basically.
ready for it. Yeah. True homeschool mom way. Yeah. I've seen that before. So Lorna, it was your first time being at convention, but we'll circle back to that one because I think the entire audience would be curious to know your perspective on walking into convention for the first time. But as an attendee for last year's Black Outreach Convention, what stood out for you?
To me, it just was so refreshing to be in a room with people who I could relate to on a different level. Just being in home, like I said, I've been homeschooling for 16 years, and a lot of time the different programs or the groups that we're in, we were the only people who looked like us. So it was nice and encouraging for my kids to see, that there's other people who they can relate to on a different level that was there as well. So that was very encouraging to me.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you felt that warmth and sense of community, because that's what we were going for. Hispanic outreach came right before us. So we are just about the last arm of the outreach arms that we have going in HEAV. And we wanted to make sure that we kept up with that same sense of community that all of the outreach events have been able to pull together, making people feel at home in the space. So I'm so glad that you were able to get that.
Yes.
Lastly, I would like to introduce Miss Kizzy. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome, Miss Kizzy Stanton Gray, everybody. So tell everybody how wonderful you are and give us a fun fact.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here tonight. I am Kizzy Stanton Gray. I am a mom of 5, and I've been homeschooling since 2009. And a fun fact about me is I love adventure. So I like skydiving, zip lining, anything that's on the edge. I love it. So I plan to do it this weekend.
Nice. So what's this weekend going to be? What are we doing this weekend?
Hang gliding.
Woo!
Wow.
More power to you.
Look.
I gave up roller coasters at like 21.
You be blessed on your journey. Hang on.
Thank you.
I know it's going to make for some beautiful photos and video. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do love seeing people in the air hang gliding. It's always a fun sight. Whether or not I'll ever do that myself is a completely different conversation.
Right?
Yes, I am happy to observe.
Yes.
So, Ms. Gray, you were at the Black Outreach reception for its first year last year as well. What was the key takeaway for you?
I absolutely love the entire panel, but I love the dad's perspective because I think they are the unspoken heroes sometimes that, they go out and they do the work, but hearing their perspective, um, what it's like to parent from the male perspective, what they give, what they receive from the children. And I think it was just invaluable being able to see that because we hear the moms all the time. When you put us in the room, we can talk and yak, 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 all we want. But hearing a dad voice his input, what he does, how he helps homeschool and that type of thing was just really a beautiful thing to see. And for the children in the room to see as well.
Yeah, that's so true. I love how you call them the unsung heroes because they are definitely in the background. There are a few exceptions of homeschool dads who are the actual educators, but by and large, most of them are just kind of supporting the family and making sure everyone's provided for and safe and secure. So yeah, I can totally understand the benefit of hearing them speak to that experience and being on that side of the equation. It was actually Miss Aisha's husband who represented the homeschool dads. So he even gave us a little extra by giving a little bit of marriage advice on how they navigate the struggles of homeschooling as a couple and how he has learned to read his wife and know when she needs a break and understand when she needs to step away and he needs to step in. So yeah, it was very rich. It was very rich.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I realized I didn't even talk about my key takeaway. Okay, so for
I was
me
going to say.
yeah, right. I just get so wrapped up in everybody else. I love listening to other people's stories. But okay, so what stood out for me? I would say two things. So first and foremost, I was able to be there to represent the Black homeschool researchers. And I did not realize how often Black homeschool families don't have the opportunity to speak with that side of the equation, the ones that are actually interested in learning more about the Black homeschool experience and getting data and writing the papers and doing the presentations at events and things regarding that particular sector of the homeschool community. So it was really, really fun to be able to share that with people. I'm a member of Harambe, which is a collective of Black homeschool researchers. And it's always a treasure to be able to share all of the insights for what we do and why it's so valuable to the greater homeschool community. Because the more we understand each other, the more we can work together. And second to that, I'm a mom of a high functioning autistic son. So having Dr. Rochelle Somerville there was amazing. She is the most brilliant woman when it comes to special needs, and she is in a league of her own, helping families to figure out ways to really bring the best out of their kids, regardless to where they might fall on the spectrum or ADHD or dyslexia, dyscalculia, you name it. She has experience in it and she knows how to help parents bring the best out of their kids. So listening to her on that stage was really, really impactful for me. And it kind of reminded me of my why for homeschooling. So that was really nice.
Well, it is an honor to be amongst all of you this evening, to hear these testimonies that we can share with that mom or that dad or that grandparent who may be listening right now or may listen to this live later and say, you know what? Now I see why representation actually matters. Because it's not that we are even just here because we're Black or African American, right? We represent several diversities within homeschooling with single parents. We are working parents. We are possibly homeschooling our grandkids after this. We are pastors. We are we have special needs. And so what convention does is brings all of these things together So it's one of those, how the Bible says that all things work together for the good of them that are called according to the purpose and love the Lord, right? All of these things come together at convention. So while you may feel some isolation in your homeschooling program sometimes, because sometimes you are the only representation in the room. But when you come to convention, so if you haven't registered already, that's your plug to do that. It is still available and open for you. You have until the 20th, so go ahead and register, heav.org. But we bring all of these resources together for you, where on Thursday you can get the special needs conference if you need it, and then you'll be able to participate in the Black Outreach from 3 to 5, right after the Hispanic Outreach on that Thursday, and get those needs met and be able to hear the opportunities that are presented by those keynotes. And then on Friday, we have a dad track. So for those dads that may be homeschooling in a more significant way, when it traditionally has been the mom, but you have the dad track where you can get encouragement as dad, as provider and head of the household, and all those things. There's an opportunity for you. So the beauty of this, ladies, is that we really do offer a diversity that you may not get on your own in homeschooling, right? This encouragement is, don't just do it alone. Don't go it by yourself. You have a community ready and waiting, and that has pulled together these resources from, let's see, how long did you say you ladies have been homeschooling? We got since 2009, since
2010.
15 years. Yeah, that collectively there's about what? I can't count that high. Is it 80 years almost worth of experience right here in this live? I think that's beautiful. And what you do when you come to convention is you get to see, and y'all excuse me, I left my charger downstairs, and I want to make sure I do not leave accidentally on you guys. So yay, we're back on. But the beauty of this is that we get to represent diversities that aren't just about, that are not just racial, right? We are diverse within our experiences across the spectrum for needs that our families have as homeschooling families, right? Would y'all agree with that? Or do you, you're in your experience?
I would definitely agree. And
diversifying of your homes.
Oh, you're
I think I
stalling.
paused for a minute. You go ahead, Zakkiyya.
Oh no, I was just going to say, on the note of
no.
diverse experiences, benefits, and resources, I would love to take a minute to highlight the Black Outreach Reception sponsors, one of whom is here with us right now, Ms. Kizzy Gray, and what she offers to the world in terms of her company and even the healthcare sector.
So the company that I represent for the sponsorship for the Black Outreach is Health Markets, and that crosses the gamut of offerings in terms of health insurance, critical illness, life insurance, and annuities and things like that. If someone wants to, what I do is help families build a legacy by setting them up structurally and financially so that they can be well off for their children and for college funds, for just wellness overall. So I do the whole spectrum, and as a broker, I represent all the brands, and so I help families get the coverage they need, the security they need while their loved one is working, mostly the father mainly, not the moms don't work too, but they have key man insurance that covers the father. That's really important so that the family can continue to thrive should there be anything. So that's one of the things that I do, and I love to help families set that up structurally so that they can set up their households in a way that is beautiful for generational wealth to come.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Our secondary sponsor, National Homeschool Advocacy, our representative from NHA couldn't be here with us today, but I definitely want to do a quick plug for them. They are phenomenal. They provide an entire support network for new and evolving homeschool parents. They help to connect them with tutors and homeschooling experts and other organizations and resources and events, and even fellow homeschoolers, to really make them feel as if they are a part of the greater whole. NHA is masterful at that. And they work nationally with various state level organizations to ensure that homeschooling rights are being protected in the courts and in the legislature. So they really are a phenomenal organization, and we're so glad that they decided to be one of our sponsors for Black Outreach this year. It's monumental that we're able to have both Kizzy Gray representing the healthcare aspect, taking care of the inner body, and then NHA representing the outer body. So I think that's just really meaningful that we were able to have both of those come together to really put on a phenomenal event this year. And on that note, I think I should definitely let everyone know what this year's theme is going to be. So last year I mentioned that we had a really wonderful panel going over diverse homeschooling journeys and experiences. And this year, instead of a panel, we're going to have a dynamic keynote speaker. And our speaker is going to be none other than Miss Amber O'Neill Johnston. We know her as the Heritage Mom. I know her as my old co-op queen. We met many, many years ago at the exact same co-op back in Atlanta, Georgia. So she's been a dear friend of mine for quite some time, and I've loved watching her growth, and listening to her speak is something to remember, guys. When I tell you it's going to be a treat, I promise you it's going to be a treat. This year's theme, we're titling it Gathering Together to Meet Our Goals. And Miss Aisha helped us pick out what the scripture is going to be. Tell us a bit about that scripture choice, Aisha.
You're muted, Aisha.
Oh, they did. Yeah, so in keeping with that theme, we wanted to promote just the idea of helping one another and supporting one another. So Hebrews 10, 27, reading from the New Living Translation, let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. And I think we can all agree that homeschooling is an act of love and good works, and supporting each other in that process, likewise, building that community. That's how we chose that word.
Yes, yes, it was very fitting. It was very, very fitting. And I don't have to tell you guys that, the Bible is rich with examples of coming together, right? But that one in particular, we felt really was succinct enough to get the point across of what we were aiming to focus on this year. Last year, we wanted to explore the varieties of the homeschool journey. And this year, we wanted to hone in on having that tenacity to continue the journey. And so Amber is going to do a wonderful talk that's going to be rooted in her new book called Soul School, taking kids on a joy-filled journey through the heart of Black American culture. And it is through the living books and the characters on the hero's journey that she explains to our audience the benefits of maintaining that tenacity for the long haul. So it's going to be a really, really rich experience. We're all going to walk away with tools and ideas on how to tie in the character development to the other character development and spiritual development for our kids and our families. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, you have heard it here. As we like to say, folks, this party is for you. And represented here is a diverse panel of experiences with autism and special needs, with having several children at the table from 1 to 8, I think is the number we have of families represented, and diverse backgrounds and experiences in their own if they were homeschooled or public schooled, whatever you may have experienced in your own walk, there is a match among us, that you have community here that is HEAV. I like to think of us as curators. We are curators of hope. That is our theme for convention this year, coming from Romans 15 and 13. And we want you to not just hope, but abound in hope from the God of hope. That's what that scripture says. And so if you are in that place where you may be feeling hopeless, or if you're in that place where you're abounding in hope, you feel like, oh yeah, we got this, we can do this. We need you both to come to convention so you can meet together and you can sharpen that other iron. And new this year, we have Homeschool Hub, where you'll be able to connect with families, possibly in your area. One of the things that we used to do, but we don't because of security, is print where you're from on your name tag. So this means that you'll have to talk. You'll have to represent where you're from and say, hey, I'm DC, or hey, I'm Maryland. We have a band of moms who come from Pennsylvania to the convention every year. So wherever you're coming to us from, there's an opportunity for you to go into that room and get connected. Go there and meet with other families who are either new in this journey with you, who may be veterans in this year, and they just want to sit down with the littles and have a time to just collect your thoughts, collect your notes, talk to some of the leaders with HEAV and get answers to questions that you may have. Participate in those free How to Begins, because I told you at the beginning, I'll have some opportunities for free, because that's one of my favorite words. We are free in Christ Jesus, and we are also have some opportunities for free items through convention. So if you have not participated or registered already, you can register and sign up for the ambassador program, where you will get a unique code with your registration, and then you save $5, and anyone that registers with your code also saves $5 up to your convention registration amount. So there's an opportunity for you to not only be blessed, but be a blessing. And so there's that opportunity, and then there will be plenty, guys. When we say giveaways, we believe in blessing on blessing on blessing at HEAV, and there's going to be so many ways and opportunities for you to just be able to give, and then also be given to, be able to receive. There will be lots of opportunities for you to participate in programs, and Trailblazer program is going to be new this year, where you'll get to fill out a card, passport through the exhibit hall, and get into a drawing. There's a college and career fair that we offer, and they will have a passport where you can enter a drawing. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for you to, and I think even the Black Outreach may possibly, we'll see, we don't know, have some opportunities for a gift or a couple of things that you'll be blessed with there. So if you have not registered, each one of us is telling you, yes, you, and you, go ahead and register at heav.org. Come ready to just expect and receive all of the support that you didn't even know you may have available to you. It is there. And we're hearing that from Lorna, who participated for the first time. She's a testament to, yes, it's worth it. It's worth every dime. And thank you to our sponsors and your generosity, Kizzy, to NHA, to all of the sponsors who cover us for convention. The reason why we can keep the registration as low as it is because they offset these costs for us. So we'd like to give them a round of applause and thank them for their contributions, because it does help us to continue to provide not just support at convention, but year round through programs and opportunities that homeschooling families are just getting the benefit of. And so we're here for you. Thank you, ladies, for coming tonight and doing this party to just get us ready to sound off for that last leg of opportunity for registering for the convention. You have until the 20th, guys, so do not delay. Go ahead and get that registration in so that you can come and see what we're talking about and experience. Feel the room. Just come in and see what it is that convention has for all of the diverse families that are homeschooling in Virginia. Ladies, do you have any closing remarks you'd like to make? Any pull you'd like to give to the audience tonight?
I think you nailed it. I can't follow that. I think you nailed it. And I just echo that sentiment. It is totally worth it to spend the time to come to convention and meet other families and gain knowledge from the workshops. So yeah, do come, please.
Yay. Well, ladies, we do thank you again for being here tonight. And with that, guys, we're going to sound off, but we will see you again because we'll see you at convention June 5th through the 7th. See you there.
All
Have a
right.
good evening.